Hello and welcome to Road and Load, and today we are talking about tramping. Now, don't click pause or go on to another video because you are on the right channel. We're going to find out all about what tramping exactly is. Here again with Declan. How's it going, mate?
Good, thank you.
So, Declan, what on earth is tramping?
The clue is in the question. So, tramping is basically when you live in your lorry, mainly for a week. So, if you think when you get in your company on Monday, in your lorry on Monday, and then you're not going to get out of it until Friday, and the company own you, they can literally run you round the country, round Europe, and they'll try and get you back for the weekend.
So you
That's
don't necessarily know where you're going on the Monday?
Some companies, yes, some do. Some good companies will give you a whole plan for the week, and then you look at that and you memorise it. And then by the time it comes to Tuesday, one of them's cancelled, one of them's changed the time, one of them's changed the day. So your whole plan for the week goes out the window. And you start again. But the good thing about tramping is you get plenty of time to do your planning. Because you got to remember, you're only 3 times a week you're allowed to drive 15 hours, work 15 hours a day, working time directive. You're only allowed to drive 10 hours a day. They did change it for COVID. I think it's still 3 times a week. I will have to check them hours. So by the time you've maxed out your driving hours or your working hours, and you're only allowed to work 60 hours a week as well, and so many hours in a 2-week period, you're going to have to find somewhere to park up. So you've got plenty of time to yourself. It can be very lonely. You can imagine, I don't know, up Northumberland or somewhere, parked in a lay-by, no shops nearby, no petrol stations nearby to go and get a hot snack or anything like that. So tramping's it's a different way of life. It's all about planning, making sure you've got enough food with you, changes of clothes. I am going to say something here. Make sure you carry a loo roll, an empty plastic bottle, and a carrier bag. And I will leave you to make up your own mind. Okay.
It's like the weirdest episode of Blue Peter ever. What can we make out of this?
What can we make out of this? Well, whatever you make, nobody else is going to want to pick up. Just so. But it is about that kind of planning. Have your washing kit with you. So I've done a little bit of tramping. It's not for me. I don't love it, but I've done it to help the company out. I do the odd night out. So you make sure you plan your food, make sure you've got enough food on you. Because if you're not near anywhere you can get anything to eat, then, you don't want to starve all night. You want to sit there doing a bit of grazing, watching the videos you've downloaded on your telephone or your iPad or whatever. Experienced trampers, the ones who do it all the time, they'll have a television in their cab, they'll have a satellite, everything. They love it. They're away from home Monday to Friday. I spoke to one guy, he was in his 80s. I said, what are you doing still working in your 80s? He said, I've been a tramper all my life. I retired. When I got home, I was home from Monday to Friday. My wife couldn't stand it anymore, so I'm back tramping again. So, he loves what he does, and his wife probably loved the fact that she had the house to herself. It's it is completely different way. Honestly, the clue is in the question. You're probably a bit grubby. If you get soaking wet and dirty the night before, sometimes you can't find anywhere to shower. Most services nowadays actually do have very good clean showers. In the old days, you didn't use the showers, honestly. You went in there with a pair of flip-flops, and the reason for that is because you didn't want to stand on the floor. But nowadays, services are getting a lot better at keeping their showers clean. And, so make sure you've got your washing kit with you and things like that. It's very important. But the company does own you for a week, and you might not get home weekends as well.
So that's the disadvantage, I guess. Yeah. And kind of you'd be away for a week. You kind of maybe don't know where you're going to be. Like you say, you might get a bit grubby, run out of food, that sort of thing. But what are the advantages? You talked about the chap in his 80s who loved doing it. Why do people love it?
The biggest reason they love it is if you're tramping in this country, the biggest reason they love it is the money. You can do your maximum hours. So therefore, you're going to get the maximum money. You'll get night out money. Some companies will only pay you £20 Some companies will pay you £50. Do that homework before you take the job on. But whatever happens, if you're a tramper, you should be earning over £1,000 a week. So the money is the draw. A lot of people will do it. They just started out in life, just got a mortgage, just got married, got young kids. They'll do it to build their money up. They might do it for 2 or 3 years just to build their money up. So I think the biggest advantage is the money. And also, you can be in London one week, Scotland the next week, Wales. You get to see the whole country. You know, that's another plus side of it. You do get to drive everywhere, because if you're a day driver, there's only a limited. If you're working from London, you probably get to Birmingham and back in a day. There's limited places that you can go to in a day. So yeah, I'd say the bonus is honestly you get around and the money's a lot better, and yeah, you get meal allowances as well. So you know that'll pump your money up, especially if you bring your own food. The meal allowance goes in your bank account.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was going to say as well. That sounds quite nice to me. If you're in the Lake District or something, and then you stop for the night and you can see the stars and whatever, that actually sounds quite appealing.
Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, I mean, one night I was on the A303. I was running out of time. I looked at my clock, pulled up in the lay-by, and I was sleeping right next to Stonehenge. It's beautiful, you know.
Wow.
Or you could be next to Arundel Castle, just looking up. What a great view to wake up to in the morning. You know, people pay to go to campsites to see that every day.
Yeah.
So you know, you can see that just by driving a lorry.
Nice one, Declan. Thank you very much. And I hope that those watching have now know what tramping is. If you are a tramper or you're interested in doing it, or you've got any thoughts, please pop them in the comments below and look out for more videos with Declan here on Road and Load.